2017 was a tumultuous year in American politics, to say the least. It was the year our media and politicians were telling us it's the end of the world, the apocalypse is nigh. It was also the year that they all wrote books. Of course, Hillary Clinton's "What Happened?" tops my list of most disgusting ways to cash in on fear and hate. Just the title alone is ridiculous, the idea that she knows what happened. Because if she knew what was happening in the world and her country, she would have been president. But she isn't. Instead, right after she told everyone if she loses, the world will end, she embarked on a book tour. And she was hardly the only Democrat to cash in on her apocalypse. Of course, the Obamas got their reported $65 million joint book deal just before leaving the White House, a new record for US presidential memoirs. Because nothing will teach you how to survive the apocalypse than words from the man who was at the steering wheel when we drove right into our supposed doom. And there were a million books about him this year too, not just by him. In fact, a book called Rising Star, The Making of Barack Obama by David Garrow made the best books of 2017 list by the Washington Post, naturally. Huma Abedin was shopping her book this year for a reported $2 million. Disgraced Senator Al Franken wrote a book called Al Franken, Giant of the Senate, because he's just so funny here at the end of the world. Joe Biden put out a book, so did Cory Booker. And Republicans cashed in too, of course. Newt Gingrich wrote a book called Understanding Trump. Jeff Flake released 2 books, one with cartoons on its cover called The Waste Book Pokemon Go. So many of our American politicians wrote and cashed in on books on both sides of that rotten aisle in the same year they told us the world was ending. But of course they weren't the only ones cashing in. So were our media talking heads, big time. Bill O'Reilly, Keith Olbermann, Van Jones, Katie Tur, the Washington Post itself co-authored a book. And they all had titles like, How We're All Gonna Die Now That Trump is President. Yep, all these politicians and media personalities are all experts on what happened to cause the end of the world, even though they all said Trump would never win. Now, they're all experts, and they're all cashing in on the fear and hate they made. It's pretty disgusting for sure, but it should give you hope for next year, because clearly they're all looking forward to spending all that delicious book money in 2018, so it looks like it's not the end of the world after all.